know that the label you're sending the music to is going to actually be into the music that you're sending them.
On my YouTube channel, we have a series called 5 Things Producers Need to Know. It's basically 5 things you might tell your younger self or your younger artists that they absolutely know to succeed in the music industry.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's go for it.
If you want to have a 6th, the chat will go mental with the Brucey bonus emojis, and you'll see a load of Brucey bonus emojis if you're seeing the chat. So, Mark Radford, these are your 5 things producers need to know. Number 1, let's go for it.
Just make music that is true to yourself. Don't try and copy anyone.
Cool. That's a good one. Number 2.
Know that the label you're sending the music to is going to actually be into the music that you're sending them.
This is so apt. This is as you know and I know, there is a track in this selection today that is clearly not right, and
but I still would like to give my feedback to the guy.
Clearly didn't do their research. When it's like, go and listen to the label, as we say to everyone, go and listen to the label, go and listen to the music they're putting out, and literally go back through the last 10 release, like 10, 12 releases, and see what's going.
It's exactly that.
Because there's nothing worse than wasting someone's time. But it is what it is.
No, definitely.
I'm excited to hear what you say about that track as well. Number 3.
Be a DJ. If you want to get somewhere, they both go hand in hand. You know, it's very rare that you get one without the other nowadays. And for me, obviously, I'm a DJ first and foremost. So becoming an artist as a producer came after being a DJ. Mm-hmm. So it's about being out in the clubs and immerse yourself in whatever sound it is you want to become successful in.
For those that want to be DJs and kind of are not getting into the clubs, what would you say to them?
You have to be out. You have to just graft and graft and graft. Go out there, meet the promoters that are running the parties that you want to play at. Start your own little party. That's what I did. I started events when I was at college, just doing little parties in small clubs in my local town, and then went to London and started doing smaller venues. But I was always working. You know, you've got to put yourself in promoters' faces because especially now, more so than ever, there's so many DJs out there that are good, that just aren't getting a break because they don't put themselves out there. You know, you have to network.
That's a good one. Number 4.
Look good.
Image is everything.
No one wants to see someone out there looking terrible. You got to look after your appearance as well.
Image is everything.
You know, when I say that, I mean, you know, it's become a lot more than just being a great DJ. You've got to be the full package. Your social media's got to look good. You've got to have decent press shots. If you're going to send a mix to someone, don't just send a SoundCloud link with no picture. Spend a bit of money, get some decent press shots done by someone, and get a graphic designer to do some artwork for you. Because if you're just sending a link with no picture on it, 9 times out of 10, you're not even going to get listened to. You know, and don't start an email with "yo."
No, I do that so often. Shit. I do that so often. Yo. But it is to people it is to people I know really well though. So
of course. So when I say look good, like I said, I don't just mean how you look good as in your person. It's everything about you has to look professional. Your emails have to look professional. Your social medias have to look professional, and that will get you at least listened to or noticed. You know.
How are you on the Yo Bros, by the way, as well?
Yo, bro, I get 1 million a day.
the DMs with the Yo Bros, I love them. They're my favourite.
Yeah. I tend not to reply to many.
That was number 4. Number 5.
What have I said so far? Be original in your track selection. If you are a DJ, and look for a sound that is not as common as what everyone else is doing. You know, do not go onto Tracksource or Beatport and download the top 100. Don't do it. Find artists that you like. Say, for example, there are tracks in the top 10 that you like. This is one piece of advice I always used to give when I was teaching at Subbase, right? They would all come to me. I'd say to the students, go away and bring me 10 tracks back next week that you're into, and then I'll help you build a set out of them 10 tracks. 9 times out of 10 people are new to music. They don't realise what it takes to find the tracks that are going to become big tracks for them. They just want to play it safe and play the tracks that are big and that everyone else is playing. So my advice is, if there's a track that you love that's massive, say the number 1 track in the charts, whatever, go into that artist profile and dig deeper into the stuff that they've made. Don't find the tracks that they've made that no one else is playing, because that's what's going to get you noticed. You know, if everyone out there is just playing the same tunes, or if you go into a rave, because that was my downfall when I was younger in the drum and bass days. I'd go out to all these raves and I'd hear people like Randall, Jumping Jack Frost, Groove Rider playing all these tunes. And they were the tunes that I wanted to go out and find and play. But then when I'm hitting up a promoter, all I'm doing is sending him a mix of the tracks that he's heard a million times over before.
Yeah.
So you need to dig a lot. You need to dig a lot deeper in your music selection, and as well as play a few big tracks, you need the majority of a set needs to be tracks that no one else is playing. That's what's going to get you noticed. Excellent.
That was great. I agree with you. I agree with you. I always like going into the, if you're looking at that artist, go into the labels they released on like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and see if they still exist and see what they're putting out, and then go into that and go down that rabbit hole as well. That's quite fun.
Exactly. And then start looking at collabs that they're doing, and then finding other artists that way. You know, you have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours looking for music. Don't just find, like I said, the fringe. You need to dig deep. Eventually, you know, you're going to get known for a sound, which is the way I did it. I found a niche in the electro house scene at a time that no one was really putting together the kind of sets that I started putting together. You'd hear 1 or 2 tracks of the bigger bassline stuff, but then it would go back to the more minimal, the more sort of electro-y stuff. And then because I started digging deep and finding tracks that no one else was playing, that's how it started to blow up for me.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So I'd say that's the most important thing, is be unique.
That's cool. And do you, for the speedboat, do you have a Brucey bonus?
Wear clean trainers.
Yay!
Always got to look good in fresh shots.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I was at the thing. I spoke at the thing the other day, and Archie B turned up, and he had these banging trainers. We was on stage. I got him on stage, and he was like, "These banging trainers." I was like, "Look at!" I even I made the audience to clap his trainers because they were so pristine and brand new.
Exactly. There's my whole point. Exactly. Big up Archie, by the way. Enough respect.
Yeah. Watch this video next for more tips for DJs and producers, and consider subscribing so you get these videos first. I have been Graham Farmer, and thanks for tuning in this week. See you next week. Bye-bye.